Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. An important function of the highway patrol is to maintain the safety of the road, to prevent accidents causing injury or death. But not all the fatalities on the highway are accidents, though they may appear to be. During harvest time, the patrol encountered an accident that started with the driver looking for a hitchhiker.
Thanks. I'm just going to Collinsville. Nothing wrong here. No! No!
Was instantaneous. Cause of death was an occipital fracture, occurring when the deceased...
How do you spell it, Doc?
O-C-C-I-P-I-T-A-L. Means the back of the head. Occurring when the deceased was...
The back of the head. Maybe I'm filling out the wrong form. Doc, the guy went through the windshield. Forward.
Have you time to check the daily report?
I'll be with you in a minute. You got something hot?
Looks like a murder, only we're supposed to think it was an accident.
All right, let's have it.
Car hit a tree. Victim's head went straight forward into the windshield. But he died from a blow on the back of the head. We reconstructed the accident, and it would have been impossible for the victim to have received such a blow in the crash.
What else?
We figured he was clubbed with something heavy and blunt, maybe a tire iron, then propped behind the wheel of the car, which was crashed, about 4.5 miles north of Collinsville.
What's his name?
We don't know.
No driver's license?
Yes, he had one.
John Curtis. It's been erased and rewritten. It's a pretty good job, too. Not quite professional. Let's find out who this guy is. Send his fingerprints to Washington for a make. Ask the lab boys if they can bring this back with the original name and number. Anything else on the body?
Just this, an ID card from an insurance company.
Urban Casualty and Life Assurance. In case of injury, notify William Ferguson. RFD Box 43, Gardner's Grove.
Patrolman Garvey thinks the victim might have been a fruit tramp.
Yeah, the highways are crawling with them this time of the year.
Why would anyone want to plant a phony identity on a poor fruit picker?
Maybe someone wanted to lose his own identity, commit suicide, and live to tell about it. And I think the guy that did this homicide's not going to do much telling. Could have murdered him for the usual reasons, revenge, jealousy.
If one of those were the motives, why take the trouble to plant a false identity? It's crazy.
Ever run across a killer who was normal? This could be the motive.
Insurance?
Yeah. The killer might have pulled this trick before, too.
I see what you mean.
I'll tell you what I want you to do. Get me a report on all vehicular fatalities that occurred in the past 12 months that have any similarity to this one.
I'll get the file room on it right away.
I'm going to take a run down to Gardener's Grove. RFD 43. Keep me posted, will you?
No, don't know anybody named John Curtis.
How about William Ferguson?
Afraid I can't help you.
It's funny you'd give this address.
Well, look here. Guess it's about the biggest unofficial post office in the whole state.
How come?
Most folks come here have no permanent homes.
What are they, migrants?
Yep, fruit pickers. They gotta have some place to get their mail.
It's good for your business, too, huh?
Sure, brings them in here. Good for them, good for me. Don't suppose I can remember everybody comes in here for mail.
Do me a favor, will you? Take a look and see if there's anything there for Ferguson.
Nope, nothing here.
I'll tell you what. If he comes in, have him call this number. Tell him I got news for him. If it is news for him.
Hold on, here he is.
Matthews here.
Got a line on the car used in the Curtis killing.
All right, let's have it. Take this down.
DMV ownership, license number 2Y7022, sold 16th of this month by A&B Used Car Company at 10213 Union Avenue, Hartsdale.
That's about 30 miles from here.
What was the buyer's name?
John Curtis.
That figures. Thanks. Let's go to Hartsdale.
The A&B Used Car Company in Hartsdale was checked out. The owner remembered the sale of the 1938 dark blue convertible, but was not able to describe the buyer.
3153.
3153, bye.
3153. What's the 1020 of 2150?
2150, bye.
2150. Two fatality reports similar to the case you're on in almost every particular.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. I'll 1019 in about 30 minutes. Have the reports ready on my desk when I get there. Tell them to keep digging, will you?
10-4, 2150.
We better find this character and fast.
Another one.
Oh, that makes number 5.
You think it's the insurance angle?
Oh, we'll find out. I'm expecting Mr. Banning from the State Underwriters Association.
By the way, the lab tests on the victim's clothing showed positive evidence of citric acid stains. Now it's confirmed that he was a fruit picker, just like the others.
How are the boys making out in the lab with the driver's license?
It's a slow process restoring erasures, but they expect to have something soon.
Good.
Is Mr. Matthews in?
It's Mr. Banning, Mr. Matthews.
Send him right in. It's Banning.
I'll stay on this.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Banning. Sit down, won't you?
Looks like you hit it right in the button, Mr. Matthews. They all had insurance, all 4 of them.
There's been a 5th one turned up since last time I spoke to you.
They were all migratory workers, and though they were insured by different firms, they seemed to have one very important thing in common.
I'll bet I know what it is. All 4 beneficiaries had the same mailing address.
Right. Same address, different names. But I'll bet my bottom dollar that all 4 of those beneficiaries are one and the same party.
And you'd win your bet. What kind of policies were they?
Life accident. Extra indemnity for death by accident on 3 of the 4. All are what we call open policies. No medical required, no personal appearance necessary.
Oh, I see. Just fill out the questionnaire and send it in with a premium.
That's about it.
Well, let me see if I've got this straight now. Be easy for a guy to take out a policy in a phony name. Then arrange identification papers in that name. We'll say like a driver's license. And his next move is to find a victim, a hitchhiker or a migratory worker. One that would answer the description on the questionnaire. Then he kills him when he hopes to look like an accident. Plants a fake ID card on him, then sits back and waits for the insurance company to send the check. Is that about it?
It would seem so. Of course, getting away with it is something else again. Strange that he always picks migratory workers for his victims.
Well, a migratory worker has no roots. If he disappears, nobody would care very much. It's different with a guy who works in a store or an office.
This just came off the wire from Washington. He was clean, the Prince or Army. The dead man's name was Ralph Perry. Last known residence was 305 South Scanlon, an address he gave when he applied for veterans benefits a few months ago.
Well, it's a lead. They make the payoff in the Curtis policy yet?
The check to William Ferguson is in the mail.
Good.
Anything else the companies can do to help you?
Yeah, I'd like photostats on the last 4 checks.
I'll see that you get them.
I'm going to pay a visit to South Scanlon Street. Put a stake out in that RFT number.
Yes?
Highway Patrol.
What do you want?
Did you at one time have a Ralph Parry living here?
Ralph? He ain't in any trouble, is he?
When was the last time you saw Parry?
Well, he moved out it was about 3 months ago. Went back on the road when they started the crop picking again.
You haven't seen him since?
Well, he came visiting once a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday.
To see you?
I think he really came to see Carl.
Who's Carl?
His cousin, Carl Seward.
Seward lives here?
In the back room. But he's out right now, working.
Where does he work?
At the packing house. You ain't after Carl for anything, are you? I know he's been awful worried lately.
What's he worried about?
I guess maybe it was the fight that upset his nervous system.
The fight?
Yeah, him and Ralph. First they was a hollering to beat the cars, and then they were knocking each other all over the place. On a Sunday, too.
What was it all about?
It was about some insurance money.
Carl Seward was the first important lead to turn up. As the landlady had said, he was at work at the packing house in an outlying suburb.
You got a guy working here named Carl Seward?
Please, let me go. Let me go.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Please let me go. Oh, I'll never do it again.
Do what?
I mean about the apples.
What apples?
The ones I sold and kept the money for. I don't know what got into me. I'm no crook.
How much money did you get?
$1.85. You gonna take me in?
I'll get back to that. I want to ask you some questions about Ralph Parry.
Ralph?
That's right. I understand you had a big fight with him.
Oh, we were always fighting. You know how it is with kinfolks.
You fought about insurance money. What was that all about?
Oh, Ralph, he wanted to borrow some money. Said he knew where he could get a good deal on a motorcycle. He's crazy about motorcycles. Me, I wouldn't give you nothing for one.
Go on, go on.
Well, I didn't have any money to lend him, so he got sore, that was all.
What about the insurance money?
Oh, well, I got a little life insurance. Not very much. I guess I'm not worth very much. But, well, Ralph, he wanted me to cash it in and lend him the money. I told him nothing doing, because I figure when a guy goes, he should leave something behind, even if it's just a little insurance money.
Ralph kept insisting,
Yeah. Man, did he get mad. I couldn't see out of this eye for a week. But maybe next time I'll get a good shot at him.
There's not going to be a next time, kid. Well, we've had a big day. Chase a killer and wind up catching a guy who's been stealing apples.
Yeah.
It's Matthews.
The lab raised the original name on the driver's license.
Okay, go on, go on.
Henry Willits, the Gardner's Grove address.
Don't tell me. RFD 43, I bet.
That's it.
Okay, we'll take a run out there. Call me if anything breaks, huh? Climb in.
Oh, hello there.
How are you?
Afraid that fella Ferguson ain't shown up yet. Letter here for him, though.
Let me see it, will you?
Yeah. I think it's from an insurance company.
Yeah, it sure is. Put it back in the pigeonhole.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, will you? I want to show you something. See that guy there with the crop duster?
Mm-hmm.
That's Patrolman Peterson. If somebody comes with that letter, you get in trouble. Send for him fast.
Always was one to cooperate with the law.
Hey, tell me, you know a fellow by the name of Henry Willis?
Hank Willis? I sure do, mister. Sooner or later, they always come around asking for Hank.
What does that mean?
He's a bad apple. Bad clean through. Why, a couple of years ago, he almost killed a fella. Straw boss over at Kingsley's Orange Grove.
How come?
They got to arguing, and Hank had this claw hammer in his hand, and, well, you can guess the rest.
Did you hurt him bad?
Sent him to the hospital with a busted shoulder. Might have killed him, only the man sidestepped just in time.
Did the man file a complaint?
Yep. Judge gave him about a year's time. Might have gotten off easier, except this was the second time up for Hank. What'd he do this time?
Maybe too much, maybe nothing. I don't know. You got any idea what part of the state Willis is working in now?
Sure. He's right here. Back behind this store building's an alfalfa field. You go across it a quarter of a mile or so until you come to the grove. You'll find him there.
Thanks.
Be careful, though. Hank Willis is a rough, tough boy.
You Hank Willis?
What am I suspected of this time? Is it $1 million stick-up? Or has some desperate character been pinching nickels off the newsstand?
If you're clean, Willis, you got nothing to worry about.
Look, I know I'm clean, but for an ex-con to try to convince the law, that's another matter altogether.
Tell me, you got a driver's license?
I had one. I lost it.
Did you report it lost?
No, I've been too busy.
Have you got a car?
No, I never had a car. Looks like I'm never going to have one now, the rate I'm going. Unless I just happen to win one in a raffle sometime.
Well, why bother with a driver's license, then?
Well, it was all part of the course. Besides, I want to know if I was good enough to pass the test like the school said I'd be.
Driving school?
Yeah. I never knew how to handle a car before. I never had a chance to learn. So last winter, I was in Capital City, and I had a few extra bucks in my kick.
So you went to driving school? They use good equipment at those schools, don't they? All the latest stuff.
Well, sure. They were all brand new, with all the latest gizmos.
Look, you wouldn't know where you might have lost your license or who might have found it, would you?
No, it must have just slipped out of my wallet.
You think somebody might have stolen it from you?
And leave all the money? Hey, look, why is my driver's license suddenly such a hot subject?
All right, forget it. It's not important. What was the name of the driving school you went to?
The Anderson School of Driving.
All right, thanks. You better stick around for a few days, Willis. We'll probably want to talk to you again.
Oh, sure, I'll stick around. So if you can't find anybody else to take this fall, there's always good old reliable ex-con Willis you can grab.
Like I said before, if you're clean, you got nothing to worry about. But if you're not, you bought yourself a lot of trouble. Well, call headquarters. Tell them to call the Anderson School of Driving. I want to check on the equipment they use, especially the car that Willis used for lessons. I'll be inside.
Right. 2150 to headquarters.
All right, Mrs. McLean. Goodbye. Find Hank Willis all right?
I found him.
Pretty tough character, eh?
I've met tougher. It's a nice car you got out there. Is it yours?
She will be when she's paid for. Suppose Hank Willis the fellow you're looking for?
I'll know soon enough.
Here you are, Chief. Here's the information on Willis you wanted. Hope it's what you're looking for.
Well, things are starting to make sense.
Time to wrap it up?
No. This tells us exactly the man we want, but it's not evidence. Won't hold up in court.
So we're still with it?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Unless the pressure gets too much for our boy and he makes a break for it or tries to pick up an insurance check. Either way, we got him exactly where we want him.
Think he might?
I don't know. It's hard enough to predict what a normal person will do. You know something? I think they spotted Peterson. That's why they haven't picked up the check. I'm going to pull him off that stakeout.
Anything I can do to help, Mr. Matthews, be very happy to.
Thanks. If anybody comes for that check, let us know right away, will you?
I don't get it. The only thing that info I gave you says is that Willis learned to drive in a car equipped with an automatic shift.
That's right. And the car used in the killings were old ones, all hand shifts.
Well, that means Willis isn't a killer.
That's right.
In the store just now, you said that...
I said what I wanted Hutkins to hear, that's all. We know positively that Hutkins is the only man connected with the 5 murders.
And all that in the store just now is an act, huh?
That's right. Hutkins is our man, and I think he is. He's going to make his move. He's going to try and make us think Willis is the killer. Come on, let's move, Peterson.
Hey, you're closing up a little early, ain't you?
Just going to town to pick up some merchandise.
(2669 to 2150).
2150.
2669. Man answering description of Henry Willis seen getting into Hutkins' car and driving off with Hutkins.
2150 to 2669. What is your 1020?
2669. Northbound on Highway 42, a half-mile north of Hutkins' store.
All right, stay with him. We'll catch up to you. And let's go. There's a man's life at stake. Send all units north of Gardeners Grove Township, south on US 42. Units south of Hutkins' store are to proceed north. Intercept a green special sedan 1955, license number 2Z33201. 2 men in it. Use caution. Repeat. Use caution. One of them is a killer. (2150 to 2669). We're approximately 3 minutes behind you. Don't lose them.
2669, 10-4.
He was trying to kill me, to keep me from telling that it was him who came after that insurance company letter.
What's your story?
Well, I go into the store after working, same as I do every night, to buy some cigarettes. He says he's got to drive into town after some goods. Do I want to go along? Maybe taking a movie or something. So I say, okay. We get in the car and we're driving along. After a while, he says he thinks the front wheel is wobbling. So we pull off the road and stop, and I get out to take a look. The next thing I know, he's taking after me with a tire iron. So I fight back. And then you guys showed up.
It was him trying to kill me, to keep me from telling.
You're lying, Hutkins.
You must be crazy.
No, you're crazy. Crazy enough to kill 5 men for their insurance. You were going to make it 6 because you thought with him dead, the investigation would end.
Look here, I don't have to take that from you.
You were going to kill Willis exactly like you killed the others. Plant the letter on him, then go back to your store and make it look like a robbery had been committed. Lady, we're going to call me and say somebody broke in and stole the letter.
That is so. Nobody improvised any of the killings. Nobody. See? Nobody.
We got enough proof. And this, too. When we check your handwriting against the endorsements on the other checks, we'll cinch it. All right, take them away. Next week's case handled by the Highway Patrol is a very exciting one. We hope you'll be with us. Until then, remember, the careless driver isn't driving his car. He's aiming it. This is Broderick Crawford saying see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The armed bandit who strikes suddenly and viciously is one of the most dangerous criminals with whom law agencies must contend. When such a criminal wears the uniform of a law officer while committing his crimes, he becomes an even greater menace to society. On May 20th of last year, the entire machinery of the Highway Patrol was put into action, tracking down a bandit whose specialty was hiding behind a badge.
You just gotta catch him. He robbed me. Beat me too. Oh, hurry. Please hurry.
Take it easy, ma'am. Where are you?
I tell you, he robbed me. And he hit me.
I'll take it. Mrs. Matthews, where are you, ma'am? Where are you?
I'm Mrs. Robert Osgood. I'm on Highway 11 near Clay Junction.
North, south, or just down here?
About a city block away. North, I think.
Tell me exactly what happened.
The man was standing by his car waving. I thought he was in trouble, so I stopped. He dragged me right out of my car. And he hit me twice. Then he took my purse and drove off.
Stay where you are. I'll be right out. Roadblocks in all that area. APB to all units on the man in his car. Have the nearest unit meet me.
I'm Officer Lewis, Highway Patrol. Are you Mr. Albert Murray?
Yes.
We picked up an ex-convict in this area a few minutes ago. He had a diagram of this office in his possession. Has anyone tampered with your safe?
I don't think so.
Better look inside and see. This man's a safe expert.
You sure scared me, but everything's all right.
Sure it's all that, sir?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Good.
See the guy we were looking for?
No cream-colored sedan either.
It's the same with me. The woman who reported the robbery took off.
False alarm, huh?
Looks like it, and I don't like it.
Headquarters to 2150. Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Albert Murray, manager of loan company on Baxter near Logan, says he was just robbed and slugged by a highway patrol officer.
I'll take it. Have the boys block off that area. Simpson and Larrabee will go with me. Cancel that call from Highway 11. It's a false alarm. 10-4?
10-4.
Let's go.
That you, May? Worked like a charm.
Why not? It always does.
A highway patrol job was cruising around when I got there. 70 seconds later was hightailing away in the other direction.
On their way to Highway 11, where I'd been beaten and robbed.
It was a pushover.
I know. When I drove past the loan company, the cops hadn't even shown.
You know, I don't like this gimmick of you casing a place after I've hit it.
Now, don't go into that again. I've never gotten into any trouble, and in case of an emergency, I'll be as good a hostage as anyone else you could find.
You're right, baby. I couldn't ask for a more beautiful hostage.
You have to think things out in advance in this business. Pays to use your brains.
Yeah. Let's see how much it pays.
I'll check around back.
Go to it. You, Mr. Murray?
Yes, and who are you? After what's happened here, I don't trust anyone.
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol.
It was one of your men that robbed me. Slugged me, too. Fine thing when a citizen can't even trust a policeman whose salaries he helps pay.
Mr. Murray, I know my men. It's hard to believe any one of them are crooked.
Well, this man was an officer.
How much cash did he get?
$8,000. And how did he know it was here?
What do you mean?
I only have that much cash here once a week. On Thursday, so I can cash checks for the folks who get paid off at the factories.
Oh, that's easy. Somebody's been casing the place, checking your routine.
Probably the highway patrolman who goes by here half dozen times a day.
You mind if I use your phone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks. Get me Highway Patrol headquarters, please. Mr. Murray, could you describe the guy?
Anytime. I'll never forget that crook.
Highway Patrol.
This is Matthews. Hold on. Let me have a description.
Well, he was kind of big, and he was a patrolman.
Yeah, sure. Look, how tall was he? How much did he weigh? The color of his eyes, his hair, any distinguishing marks?
About all I can tell you is he wore a uniform.
Suspect in loan office robbery described as a big man wearing highway patrol uniform. Set up roadblocks. Check for unauthorized uniforms, okay? Murray, I want you to come out to headquarters. Take a look at the picture squad, man. Maybe you'll find your guy.
I sure will.
Okay, let's go.
Let's find
identify the guy that robbed you. We'll be getting awful close to home. Thanks. Here. Let's see. We'll keep him in order. Parker, he's 52, too old. Look up Steve Reagan.
There, Steve Reagan.
No.
Let's see, the next one, Bert Lohman.
Bert Lohman.
That's him.
You're very sure?
I'm positive. I'd know him anywhere. That's the man that hit me. Only here he's dressed like a city cop.
Thanks very much for your help. We'll take it from here and try and get your money back for you. Thanks, Mr. Murray.
Okay. And if you need me for a witness...
We'll call you.
Goodbye, and thanks again, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. We'll keep you posted.
Good.
Suspect in loan office robbery identified. He's Bert Lohman, alias Cy Menken. 32 years old, 6'1", 185 pounds. He's got dark hair and brown eyes. AP beat all units.
I noticed from his M.O. that he usually hits 2 or 3 spots on successive days and then drops out of sight.
Yeah, and there's something else. He creates a diversion, draws the nearest unit out of the area.
Like that false alarm we answered this morning.
Yeah, that about sews it up. Before it was a man, now he could be working with a woman. Here, take a look at this. Right from here, this circle. You see it starts here. This is all sewed up. If he got out, he could be in China right now. But if he runs true to form, he's going to hit right in here again.
He always gets places where they have ready cash, like check cashing spots.
Check all the places that cash checks in that area. If they see a guy in a highway patrol uniform near their place, have him call us.
We might get a tip this time when it's going to happen, with another false alarm.
Yeah, we better have the unit spread out. Leave no territory unprotected. If he tries again, we'll be ready for him.
Attention all units. APB on Bert Lohman, alias Cy Menken. 32 years old, 6'1", 185 pounds. Dark hair, brown eyes. Last seen wearing uniform of highway patrol officer. 10-4.
Well, that makes us ready.
Gee, I don't know, May. You know, the cops aren't so dumb.
That's why we've got to hit now, before the cops can spread their net. I'm on my way. Give me 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Patrol was working against time, trying to prepare a trap. The criminals were already in action.
These are the only 3 spots in the area that cash checks.
Yes, and all 3 have been warned to call us immediately if they see a highway patrol uniform in the vicinity. What about places outside that area?
Oh, I've warned all of them. My hunch is Lohman's hiding out in here, and this is where he's going to hit again.
Well, let's stake out those 3 places.
No, we better not. Lohman knows our routine pretty good. We better stick to it. He might spot the stakeout. But I'll tell you this, if he tries another diversion, we got 3 units waiting to cover it. Let's check that file again.
Highway Patrol.
There's just been a most horrible accident. A school bus. It happened just now.
Just a minute, please. Sounds like the same woman who called this morning. Now then, ma'am, what were you saying?
It's terrible. The bus was loaded with children and it was hit by a truck. The bus is in a ditch on its side. The children are screaming and crying.
This is Matthews. Where's the accident?
Right here. I mean, just down the road.
What road?
Highway 40, just past Hadley School. Oh, I can see the wreck from here.
Where are you?
Oh, it's someone's house. You must hurry.
What's your name, please?
Martha Denning, but please, hurry.
We'll have help there right away. Send 3 units, ambulances and doctors.
Right.
This looks like a Lohman diversion. For the sake of the kids, I hope it is.
Headquarters to units 1330, 1564, and 1271. Proceed immediately to Highway 40, just north of Hadley School.
the Highway Patrol. Hurry, please.
Highway Patrol?
Hurry, please. He's here. He's right outside.
Who are you talking about?
The man you telephoned about. The man in the Highway Patrol uniform. The robber. He's here.
Woman reporting presence of man in HP uniform.
Hello, ma'am. Who are you and where are you? Hello. 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 She must have put the phone down. See if you can trace the call. Hello. Hello.
He's coming in here.
Who are you and where are you?
I'm Alice Crane. Please. The robber just parked his car by the camellias and roses, and he's coming right through the young peach trees. And I'm all alone. Please hurry.
Hello. Hello. She hung up on me. Now the question is, where is she?
I wasn't able to trace the call. She hung up too soon.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
First a man claims he was robbed and slugged by one of our men. Now a woman calls and doesn't even tell us where she's calling from.
Maybe she did tell us where she is.
What do you mean?
Well, she said the patrolman was coming through the camellia and the rose bushes and by the young peach trees. What's the name of the three possibles in the hot area?
Well, there's the National Cleaners, Hoadley's Grocery Store, and the Armstrong Nursery.
What's the closest unit to the Armstrong Nursery?
Simpson. He's 4 miles away from it.
Get him out there right away.
Headquarters to 1273. Proceed immediately to Armstrong Nursery and meet 2150.
Our safe has been robbed?
Yes, ma'am. That's the report the Highway Patrol received. Better open up that safe and check inside.
Check?
Yeah, the money. Just to be sure it's there. No need to be nervous, ma'am. If there are any thieves around, they're gone by now. Open up the safe, please.
Oh, open up the safe.
Yeah, now.
Now.
Look, I've got other things to do, ma'am. Can't stay around here all day.
Well, with the place being robbed, if what you say is true, there, it's open.
Well, let's see it. The money. Just to be sure it's there.
Yes.
Well, there should be more than that. Lots more.
Well, sometimes
Well, what happened to it? Where is it?
Sometimes I put the cash away.
Well, get it. Now.
Are you going to take it?
Oh, just for a little while.
Well, what am I going to do?
Don't worry, ma'am. I'll give you a receipt just to show that the Highway Patrol lent you cash. Hey! Come on there, I'll shoot.
Get that salesman out here and cover the front.
Right.
Throw your gun out and come out after it.
Come on out or I start shooting. I'll give you 3 seconds to help me through those police lines you live. If not...
Come on, Loman, you're trapped. Make it easy on yourself. You haven't got a chance, Loman. Quit shooting and come on out.
Your 3 seconds are up.
No more shooting, men. That woman must be in there. It's your last chance, Loman. Come on out.
Hold it, lady. Hold it. Hey, lady, get back.
Get away from there. You're in danger.
Danger? I don't understand.
Come over here. Hurry. Get over here.
What's all this about?
You listen to me for a change, copper. I'm getting out of here. You shoot and this woman gets it. Make it look good, baby.
Oh, please, please let me go. Make him let me go. Please don't let him shoot me.
You shoot and this woman gets it, copper. It's working, baby. It's working.
You waved that woman off?
Yeah, I yelled at her, too.
So did I. She saw there was trouble. She still kept coming.
She must be with him, huh?
Remember Loman's MO? His partner always created a diversion to get the cops away. If this isn't a diversion, I've never seen one.
If your outfit tries to stop me when I'm getting out of here, this woman gets it.
Simpson! Start shooting when I tell you!
In the investigation of a crime is to know whether the criminal is a professional or an amateur. The amateur presents the greatest problem because he doesn't follow a set pattern, but presents a strange and unintelligible M.O. One Sunday last March, an amateur planned to burglarize a warehouse. His method was crude and direct, but in the execution of his robbery, he ran into unexpected problems brought about by a one-in-a-million chance coincidence.
Mr. Matthews.
Yeah, what?
Burglary, Cranston Warehouse at Grenoble.
Who's on it?
2376.
Tell them we'll be right there.
Headquarters to 2376. Headquarters to 2376.
We gotta get back and get the gun.
Yeah, maybe we've got time.
Oh, we take time. You want them to hang a murder rap on us?
Okay.
Let's go.
We're too late. Yeah, we better get out of here.
Oh, darling.
Hello, Peg.
Jim, I'm so glad you're home. The baby's getting worse. Her fever's going up.
Listen, Peg, something happened. Something that fixes everything. Peg, you're gonna call the Highway Patrol.
Why, Jim? Why?
Because I just took part in a robbery. And there's a $5,000 reward.
Jim, what are you saying?
This was a professional job. No amateur handle that safe inside.
There's not much more to do around here.
After they're through inside, give me a check on the prints, will you? What do you figure about that window that was given?
Doesn't fit in at all.
Everything inside was the work of an expert. That window's the work of an amateur.
But not the safe. Whoever opened that had fingers with ears. It's a new one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Come on, let's go.
Nothing else makes sense. There's no food in the house. This is something you don't understand, Peg, but I've got to do this.
But you'll go to jail, Jim. They may even execute you if that watchman dies.
Maybe, maybe not. Can't be any worse than coming home listening to your kid crying because she's hungry. Please, Peg.
What about those stains in the alley?
Blood. The lab boys feel pretty certain that from the watchman's position and the blood stains, he hit somebody.
Amend the bulletin to include a wounded man. Notify all doctors and hospitals.
Oh, the company that insures the warehouse wants to send a man around as soon as you can see him.
Anytime. Nothing from the roadblocks yet. You suppose those guys live in Grenoble?
No reason why not. Something else bothering you?
Yeah, if we could get that Jimmy window, the rest of the job follows the pattern. Run it through the MO files, will you? Matthews.
My name is Peggy Rogers. I live at 1117 Paley Street in Grenoble.
Go ahead.
My husband, he's home now. He was in that warehouse robbery. There's a reward, isn't there?
Yeah, the insurance company has a standing reward offer. Where is he now?
He's at home. Please hurry.
What's the address there again?
1117 Paley Street, Grenoble. Hurry.
Give her the rest of the formula.
I was saving it till tomorrow.
By tomorrow, you'll have the money.
Jim, I've got to know. Did you rob that warehouse?
I was there. There were 2 other guys.
But did you rob it? If you did, where's the money?
The others took it. I was left with the watchman. And this. Well, what difference does it make? I went there to rob the warehouse. I broke in.
Take the back. I'll take the front just in case.
Who is it?
Matthews, Highway Patrol. Thanks very much. There's an officer out back. Get him for me, will you? All right, sit down. This your gun?
It's the one I used.
The one you used on the watchman?
That's right.
How'd you get into this, Rogers?
I pulled the job with 2 other guys. When the watchman spotted us, they beat it.
Who were the 2 other guys? All right, I get it. You're going to turn yourself in, but you won't talk.
Just not telling you about the other 2 guys, that's all.
And you want your wife to get the reward?
I expected the money I got from the warehouse job would kind of square things for us. Food, a doctor for the kid. Didn't work out that way.
Shake hands down. All right, stand up. Now, what about your wife? Did you tell her you were pulling the job?
No. She didn't know anything about it.
She didn't, huh? I'm going to have to take your word for it. All right, cuff him. We'll take him in.
The baby looks pretty sick. We better call for a doctor.
We'll do that right away. All right, come on, move. To headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
We've just picked up Jim Rogers. You hold the roadblocks. Now, look, get a doctor out to the Rogers house right away. His baby's very sick. 10-4?
Right. There are a couple of reporters here. Shall I hold them for you?
Yeah, 10-4.
Roadblock. Highway Patrol.
What do we do now?
We'll have to go back to town and lay low until they pull those roadblocks.
We have to go back, then I gotta see a doctor. My hand hurts.
We can't take a chance here in Granville. By now, the cops will know that watchman shot. And they will have found blood. Every doctor around here will be alerted.
Well, I gotta do something. My hand hurts.
Well, I'll stop and get some bandages and stuff. It doesn't look serious.
What about the other 2 guys?
You've got everything I'm going to say. Now, what about the reward?
Mr. Thompson, the insurance company, will be here any minute. He'll talk to you.
Peggy talked me into turning myself in. She's entitled to it.
All right, she'll get it. Don't worry. Check fingerprints and ballistics, see what they got. Now, what about that window?
What window?
Let's go back to the warehouse. He can clear up a few things for us.
Why?
It's strictly routine. Oh, hello, Mr. Thompson.
Hello, Matthews. How are you?
Fine. Come on into my office. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Stand right here.
Sit down, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you. Was that the man out there?
Yeah, that's him. Just admitted he robbed the warehouse and killed the watchman.
Something bothering you?
Yeah, he had the gun with him. The one that was used in the killing.
Well, looks like you've cleaned this up pretty quick.
No, not quite. There were 2 other guys with him. They ran off with the money.
I see why you're concerned.
Yeah, the poor guy's dead broke. No food in the house, and he's got a sick baby.
Well, you think it's a phony confession?
What I think doesn't make any difference. He signed a confession.
I see. What do you want me to do?
Well, maybe you could tell him something he doesn't know. That the reward money won't be paid until after conviction.
I see. He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't. Might change his story. Let's go talk to him.
Here's a ballistics report.
Thanks. Rogers, it's Mr. Thompson from the insurance company.
How do you do, sir?
You'll pay my wife the reward?
That's right. We pay the reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the guilty parties.
We need the money now. Arrest and conviction.
Highway Patrol worked against what they knew to be little time, expending their energies on a false confessor, their roadblock system had unknowingly prevented 2 real criminals from making good an escape. But these 2 hardened and wise professional criminals, unless captured soon, would break through that roadblock system.
Hey, he's got a gun, Harv. Wait, he's got my gun. Hey, wait, what's the matter with this guy confessing to something he didn't do?
That's not what worries me, Sam. If he's got that gun, that means he was there when we shot that watchman. We've got to get him.
Yeah, you're right. He can identify us.
Yeah, that's why we've got to get him before he does.
Yeah, but he's in custody.
Yeah, we'll go see his wife. This is a small town. She won't be hard to find.
Okay.
Let's get with it. Where'd you park the car?
Right about there. Look, Mr. Matthews, about the reward.
We'll get to that later. Right now we got work to do. Tell me about this window. How was it jimmied? Who jimmied it? Whoever did set up a burglar alarm. That was pretty stupid, you know.
I'm not so sure I remember so good.
You backing out in your confession?
No, I'm not.
We're going to prosecute you for the killing. Whether you back out or not, because we got too much evidence on you. Come on, let's go. Rogers, who opened the safe and how was it opened?
One of the others. I don't know anything about safes.
Where were you when it was being opened?
I was outside. I was listening.
Who had the watchman's schedule? How much time do you figure you had before he came around again?
One of the others. I don't remember how much time we had.
How much was taken out of here?
I'm not sure. We figured maybe 10,000.
Didn't the guys you were working with tell you?
There wasn't time.
One more question. Why were your fingerprints on this window that was jimmied?
The police are constantly faced with false confessions. But in the case of Jim Rogers, there was a little more. He knew the faces of the real criminals and had their gun.
2150 to headquarters.
Headquarters by.
My 1020 is the Cranston warehouse. Rogers just made an escape. Every available unit, block off this area. Now, Rogers is not armed. I repeat, not armed. Capture without shooting. 10-4?
10-4.
Why didn't you let me fire?
Because I don't think he had anything to do with the killing or the robbery.
And where'd you get the gun?
He probably saw the real hoodlums kill the watchman. He picked it up.
Had his wife turn him in for the reward.
Yeah, the poor guy's broke and he's got a sick baby. He's just not thinking right, that's all. Come on, let's go.
Good morning, Mrs. Rogers. I'm Ferguson with the Daily Eagle.
Hello.
I don't know whether you read the extra that we put out, but the whole story is right there.
You mean about Jim?
That's right. I'd like to get your angle on this story. Why your husband confessed and so on.
You'll have to ask Jim. I don't know why he did it. Maybe because the baby was sick?
Don't get upset, Mrs. Rogers. Didn't he say anything about the other 2 men, who they were?
No, he didn't say anything at all to me. But I don't believe that he robbed that warehouse and killed the watchman. Excuse me. Hello?
Peggy, this is Jim. I got away from the cops. Honey, I didn't do it. I said I did it for the reward, but they won't pay it until I'm convicted. That could take months.
Jim, why did you do it? Go back to the police. Explain what happened.
No, not now. It's too late for that. We gotta get out of town.
No. Where are you now? I'll come. We'll talk. Maybe we can figure something out, huh? Please wait, Jim. Where? Service station at 3rd and Village. All right, I'll be right there. Of course, darling.
We got a break. Rogers got away from the police. He's at 3rd and Village, waiting for his wife.
To headquarters.
Headquarters by.
We're going to the Rogers house. We figure eventually he's going to make contact with his wife. 10-4?
10-4.
I wonder if the guys who pulled this job were wise to the fact that Rogers was watching.
Well, they know now. The newspapers have the story.
And that makes him a witness to a murder.
You mean they might not like him walking around?
They might be a little irked. Let's go, huh?
We missed him.
What do we do now?
Well, we'll go to his house. He's a cinch to go there. He wanted to talk to his wife, and we made him miss her. Come on, we'll check.
Oh, come in.
Thank you. Mrs. Rogers. I'm sorry to say your husband escaped. We have a feeling he's going to come home.
Mr. Matthews, Jim is innocent. He didn't kill the watchman.
This might surprise you. I think he's innocent, too. But if he doesn't start talking right away, something awful can happen to him. He can be tried and executed.
But he didn't kill the watchman. Why should...
We're on the radio with headquarters. Have the area blocked off in 5 minutes.
Any word on the other two men?
Nothing. We don't have much to go on.
Well, once we pick up Rogers, maybe he can describe him.
That was Rogers' house we just passed. And that patrol car isn't there by any accident. It also means that Rogers hasn't been caught yet. So now you be careful. We'll sneak up on the rear of the house.
Say, the baby looks all right.
Yeah, she's a cutie, too. Mrs. Rogers, are you telling me everything you know?
Yes, Mr. Matthews. I've heard from my husband only once since this morning, and that was while the newspaper man was here.
What newspaper man?
Mr. Ferguson from the Daily Eagle. He was here when Jim called. I guess he knew something was wrong. He was gone when I finished talking to Jim.
Was he alone?
Yes.
What do you look like?
Well, he was medium height, had a light sport jacket on, carried a hat, a striped tie.
I'll call her right in.
Okay. Mrs. Rogers, did he look like he was badly hurt?
No.
That's the house.
And the cops must be in there.
Yeah.
Wonder how many there are.
I don't know, but they expect us to walk right into a trap, and that's our chance. We'll have one shot, and we'll get out of here, get the car, and go back, wait for them to lift those roadblocks.
Sounds pretty good to me. Well, I sure hope I can hold out.
Oh, your hand?
Yeah, it's killing me.
Hey, Ken. Look, I've been in spots before, but I wouldn't give this one to a leopard. We're hoping Rogers gets through. Now, we're looking for a guy who looks like 1,000 other guys. We're also looking for his partner who may or may not have a bandage, and we gotta sit tight here.
Well, it happens that way sometimes.
Oh, you're a great help. Look, I'm gonna check the alley in the garage. Keep an eye on the street.
I think we're wasting our time.
Yeah? He'll waste a lot more time in prison if he puts the finger on us.
Not much time, Sam. They'll give us the works for knocking off that watchman.
Yeah, no two ways about it. We gotta get this guy. Killing him is the only way we can get in the clear.
You won't need the ambulance.
You ready to talk, Rogers?
How's the kid?
It's gonna be all right.
Those are the guys that robbed the warehouse and killed the watchman.
What were you doing there?
I broke that window. I was going to...
Yeah, I know. You're gonna pull a job yourself, huh? Hey, look, if the judge gives you a break, we'll see what we can do about getting you a job.
Jim, are you all right?
Seeing as you delivered the killers personally, why don't you take this? It'll hold you over for a little while. But you gotta come with us. How about 20 till next Thursday? See Highway Patrol next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross or your community blood bank, not on the highway. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.